Now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us on today's webinar, Double Your Impact for Year-End Giving. Did you know that nearly 1/3 of annual giving occurs in December? As most nonprofit organizations start to kick off their year-end appeals this month, it's indeed critical to plan a year-end giving campaign that includes a matching gift program to double your impact. So during this webinar, we want to help you create an effective year-end giving plan and identify ways to use matching gifts so your organization can raise more money during the season of giving. We hope you enjoyed today's presentation. For your reference, we'll send out a recording and slides to all registrants via email after the webinar. We also want to encourage your participation today, of course, so submit any questions you have throughout the presentation in the questions box on your control panel, which you should find on the right-hand side of your screen. At the end, we'll be having a little bit of a Q&A session with our experts, so feel free to ask those questions throughout the duration of the event. So without further ado, let me go ahead and introduce our panel of experts. Laurel Lane is the Digital Marketing Services Strategist here at MobileCause. Laurel advises and guides MobileCause customers with digital fundraising and donor engagement strategies and has empowered countless customers to accelerate their efforts through the help of nonprofit technology. Shelby Grossman is a marketing specialist at Double the Donation, a company created to help organizations generate fundraising that's necessary to focus on their core missions of education, community enrichment, scientific research, or charitable giving. In her role, Shelby coordinates marketing strategies, including webinars, blogging, and other digital documentation with software and content partners. So we have an action-packed agenda for you today, and we're going to cover how to boost year-end fundraising with matching gifts, essential skills for year-end fundraising, 5 steps to increase year-end giving, and then year-end giving in action. Okay, so before we dive in, we have a quick poll for the audience today. And I'm going to launch this in a polling interface on your screen, but go ahead and let us know, what is the main challenge that you've experienced with your year-end giving campaign? So go ahead and select from the options here directly on your screen. Is it planning ahead and meeting deadlines, creating a multi-channel approach, feeling lost in the shuffle, developing a convincing appeal? So just make your selection and hit submit here. We're getting a lot of votes coming in. I'll leave this open for another few moments, and then I'll share the results with everyone. So please make your selection and hit submit there on your polling interface. I'll close it down in just a couple seconds. 3, 2, 1, and I'm going to close this down. And wow, I love it. We have a pretty even split here. Let me share the results with everyone. So as you can see, pretty close on all 4 accounts. And Shelby, what are your thoughts on this? Or anything here that, or Laurel, I apologize. I think anything that you want to touch on, Laurel, or anything that seems odd or out of place with these results? Or is this kind of normal from your perspective?
Yeah, I do see a lot of this type of challenges for different organizations. So it's interesting to see that they're pretty equally rated.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. Well, here, let me go ahead and pass off control to you. And it's all yours.
All right, great. Well, thanks, Alex. Well, hi, everyone. My name is Laurel Lane. Of course, I am a digital marketing strategist here at MobileCause. I have been with MobileCause for, gosh, close on to 5 years now. And MobileCause has been around since 2008. So, and Alex, by the way, the slides aren't moving for me, so if you could, that'd be great. Thank you. All right, thanks. MobileCause was founded in 2008, and we are the pioneers of mobile and online fundraising. We are trusted experts to more than 4,000 nonprofits and their 25 million donors. We do work exclusively with nonprofit organizations in all sectors and of all sizes. So, you know, from brand new nonprofits to some of the largest in the world. How we're different from other fundraising software providers is you don't only get a powerful fundraising platform, but we serve as an extension of your fundraising team and have digital marketing service experts like myself that work hands-on with you to develop and execute your campaigns. Alex, if you could go ahead and advance, that'd be great. Thanks. Now, your first step in year-end planning is to ensure you craft an optimal multi-channel marketing strategy. You'll want to engage your supporters via direct mail, social media alerts, email, online, and even text messaging. And in this day and age, we live in a very unique time where just one or two channels are not enough. Each of your supporters have their own preferred method of connecting with you. Some of those supporters will engage with you over direct mail, some will not, others read email, some don't. And for some supporters, their primary interaction with you is over social media. So the takeaway is not to limit the channels where your message is being delivered. Okay, go ahead and move it, Alex. Thank you. Now that you have all of your marketing channels firing, your next step is to review the content of your communication. Who and what will be benefiting from this contribution and your donations? How much do you need to raise to support this goal? Be diligent in your storytelling process for your donors so they have a very clear understanding how their donation will make a difference. And you're going to want to reinforce that message multiple times throughout your campaign and across all channels. And while these seem like three basic tenets of campaign planning, you would be surprised how many times they're missed from the get-go, and at the end of the campaign, the nonprofit is wondering why they didn't hit their goal. Go ahead and move it, Alex, please. Thank you. This is a great visual. I recommend printing and posting this at your desk. This helps to keep all of your channels available to you, top of mind. And ask yourself, am I connecting with my constituents in each of these channels for my campaign? So to recap, know your audience and activate all marketing channels to ensure maximum reach and exposure. And leverage tools like peer-to-peer fundraising, testimonials, videos to share your mission and its story. But let's dive into that a little bit deeper. Alex, if you could. Now, I've mentioned that frequency and content are very important for your campaign. One social media post or one email is not going to be enough. You want to start promoting your message for the campaign as early as possible, and don't take your foot off the gas. So besides telling the story, you want to also share the success of the campaign so far, what's been accomplished and what is still needed to reach your goal. Acknowledge your donors and your volunteers that are making a difference. Get some testimonials. I recommend recording them on video, not only from people in your organization may serve, but also from your donors. Why are they making a contribution to your organization? Alex? So to kick off our 5 steps to increase year-end giving, let's start with step 1, a text to donate. So we all have mobile phones. They can all send and receive text messages. Through text, you not only can share your story with a video, but you can conveniently include a direct link to a giving page with a branded keyword and short code, such as the example you see here. You can text "Ride for Dogs" to the 5-digit number 41444. And this makes giving easier than ever for your supporters. Now with MobileCause, you can send a text message out to your supporters immediately, or simply schedule a series of messages to be delivered on certain days at certain times throughout your campaign. This is actually kind of important because you can take a little time off between the holidays, but still not miss out on especially the last 3 days of giving and making sure your supporters are getting your message. And with text messages having a 98% open rate, this is a fantastic way to ensure your message is being received. For the record, just to kind of compare that, email has, on average, a less than 20% open rate. So pairing up a communication channel that your supporters are actually reading with email and direct mail and social media, you should naturally see an increase in your overall engagement rates. Alex? Now, step 2 is to tell your story on social media. Social media alerts are a fantastic way to keep your supporters up to date on your campaign, along with giving opportunities. It's easier than ever to share videos. You can embed a mobile responsive donation form directly into your Facebook page, or you can include the direct link to the donation form in your profile on Twitter and Instagram. And don't forget the hashtags. Hashtags allow you to target a very specific audience and to help promote your special events, your campaigns, and days of giving. For example, if you're planning on participating in this year's Giving Tuesday, using the hashtag Giving Tuesday will allow individuals to find you who would otherwise not be able to if they weren't already familiar with your organization. So this is a great way to help build your donor database. Alex? Step 3, you want to engage your staff and board members with peer-to-peer, with a peer-to-peer campaign. Now, peer-to-peer fundraising accomplishes 3 things. First, your organization and mission are being introduced and educating a group of people you've never connected with before. Second, it organically brings in donations. And third, it attracts new donors. So you can create the campaign customized with your branding, of course, videos, photos, an inspiring call to action, and let your supporters do the fundraising for you. Mobile Cause makes it very easy for your supporters, like donors, board of directors, staff, and volunteers, to create their own fundraising page. They can customize their page with a personal goal. And if you allow them, they can even add testimonial about why they give to your organization and support your organization. So in other words, why are they fundraising for you? What do you mean to them? Every fundraiser will automatically be generated their own text to donate keyword and a direct link for their individual and or team page. And once this page has been set up, which only takes a minute to do from any device, they promote their fundraising page to their network of friends, family, and colleagues through their personal social media channels. They can send a direct email to all of their contacts. And when accessed from their mobile phone, they can even send a direct text message to all of their contacts. Now, because you as an organization are tapping into your network's network, we see on average 60% of the donors giving through this type of fundraising are brand new to your database. So this gives you a great opportunity to cultivate and build a relationship with that new donor, all while you're reinforcing your mission statement to your existing supporters. Alex, thank you. Of course, step 4, direct mail. You definitely want to boost your year-end direct mail appeals, but also include digital response options. The best way to boost your direct mail is to promote your call to action of course, across all multiple marketing channels. And then you want to integrate it with online and mobile giving options. With a large percentage of donors stating they prefer to give digitally, ensure that your QR code and text to donate keyword are on the outside of the envelope as well as on the collateral inside. Okay, and by incorporating additional marketing channels, you are reinforcing that call to action to your supporters, increasing the exposure and likelihood of their gift being made. Alex? And number 5, I can't say enough about the value of a matching gifts program. Creating and building a partnership with a local business is a fantastic way to maximize your donations and the impact of your gifts. Donors typically give a higher amount when they see there is a matching opportunity. And one of the great things that Mobile Cause and Double the Donation offer is a very simple online donor experience. So if you have or want a matching gift program, you can embed the employer search function into a Mobile Cause donation form, making it easy to give and double the donor's impact with that matched gift. Of course, our next speaker, Shelby, she'll be able to provide more details on how to take advantage of the matching gift programs, especially at year end. And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention one bonus tip. So Alex, if you could go to the next slide, please. You definitely want to inspire donors to make those last minute gifts for your year-end campaign by hosting a New Year's Eve party and creating excitement with a live event thermometer. You can project the branded event thermometer up onto a big screen or a wall. You can even share it over social media. It has a direct URL. And as donations are coming in real time, that thermometer is rising, displaying the goal, should you choose, the actual dollars raised, should you choose as well. And your donors have a great opportunity to not only have their gift amount displayed to the right of the thermometer, but they can include their name for public recognition. And that makes donors feel good. If your donor wishes to remain anonymous, they can certainly do that too. Or they could even include some words of encouragement like, keep up the great work. Alex? All right, so now that you have a sense of the 5 key steps to increase year-end giving, I thought I would share a few customer examples who put these steps to good use. And of course, we have here is our client, Prison Entrepreneurship Program, or PEP. Our digital marketing experts, we evaluated their current year-end plans and integrated a multi-channel strategy that would leverage their traditional methods with the Mobile Cause technology, like text messaging, boosting their social media alerts, emails, and digital donation forms. Additionally, their donor communication was organized within a plan to complement their existing direct mail and in-person events. And that helped them build a stronger foundation to drive engagement and, most importantly, donations. Now, PEP saw an increase of 4 times their donations over their prior year as a result of implementing these new multi-channel strategies. Alex, let's take a look at the next one. Of course, what's a year-end campaign without Giving Tuesday, our favorite day of giving? Wilmington College wanted to promote their goal to alumni in 2 easy ways. First, they wanted to provide a text to donate keyword. And secondly, just a direct link to the donation form. And they did that because, their supporters are a little unique in how they interact or use technologies. So they wanted to make everything available to them. And they wanted to keep their alumni, up to date on the campaign by utilizing the live event thermometer online. And this created a lot of excitement with their students and alumni by encouraging them to take an unselfie and encourage their peers to make a contribution as well. Now, this campaign had a 98% fulfillment rate, and it allowed the school to reach their goal in one day. And Alex, if you could, please. So I hope I've been able to provide you some ideas and some strategies to maximize all of the marketing channels available to you, just so you can reinforce your mission and continue to build strong, lasting relationships with your supporters. I'd like to hand it back over to Alex, and thank you everyone for hanging out with me.
Awesome. Thanks, Laurel. That information was super interesting and very helpful. And next up, looking forward to hearing from Shelby. So, Shelby, take it away.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here today to chat with you all about matching gifts. And let's see, I have controls. So a little bit about Double the Donation. Double the Donation is the leading provider of corporate matching gift and volunteer grant software to nonprofits. We develop tools and work with our partners to ensure that they receive every benefit of corporate philanthropy possible. Our matching gift database tool plugs into web pages and donation forms and can be shared in emails and on social media. Donors can type the name of their employers into the search box and instantly receive information about their company's corporate philanthropy program, including links to paperwork and information about deadlines. Our goal today is for everyone to walk away feeling like their nonprofit's new expert in matching gifts, even if you don't consider yourself much of an expert right now. We are going to cover the basics, all the way from an overview of corporate philanthropy programs to the mechanics of matching gifts, and then go on to some specific marketing strategies that you can bring back and implement in your own organizations. Corporate philanthropy programs allow your donors to maximize the impact of their donation, but without having to reach back into their wallets to do so. Matching gifts are a kind of corporate philanthropy program in which companies pledge to donate the same amount of money to the same nonprofits that their employees do, hence matching their donations. They set aside portions of their budget specifically for this purpose, and all their employees have to do is fill out the necessary paperwork after making a donation to their favorite nonprofit. Speaking of paperwork, matching gift programs always come with some specifications that you need to be aware of as you look to expand your matching gift efforts. Not all companies match donations to all nonprofits. Religious and political organizations, for example, are often ineligible to receive corporate funds. Some companies will specifically match donations at a higher ratio to a particular nonprofit that they have a closer connection with. We find these kind of restrictions most commonly with educational institutions like K-12 schools or universities, healthcare institutions like hospitals or hospice care centers, or environmental organizations. Speaking of which, not all matching gift programs offer exact matches. Many companies will match donations at a 1-to-1 ratio, about 91%. About 5% of companies match at a higher rate, while about 4% match at a lower rate. These match ratios can vary depending on the donor's employment status or the kind of nonprofit receiving the funds. Now, some companies will only match gifts from full-time employees. This is actually becoming more rare as companies' corporate philanthropy programs get better. Most companies will match part-time employees' donations as well as donations from full-time employees. Plus, some of the top programs from the biggest companies will also match for retirees or even spouses of current or retired employees. Every program sets a maximum and minimum donation amount that they will match. These parameters vary widely depending on the program, though most companies set their minimums between $1 and $100. The most common minimum by far is $25, but 93% of companies set their minimums at $50 or below. Maximums for 80% of companies range between $500 and $10,000, with most Fortune 500 level corporations coming in at the higher end of that spectrum. And our last point here, which is really, really important, there's always some sort of expiration date for matching gift requests. Many companies will give their employee a year after the donation to submit a request for their gift to be matched, though some only allow a grace period of a few months. Other companies set specific dates, often timed around the end of a calendar year, which really gives a time sensitivity to these fundraising appeals. Perfect. With all the speak of requirements and submitting requests, let's lay out the mechanics of how matching gifts make their way back to your organizations. So first, your donor makes a contribution to your nonprofit. That donation has to be made before the matching gift process can begin. Then, if their employer offers a matching gift program that the donor and the donation and your nonprofit are eligible for, the donor submits a request. Often the necessary forms can be found on the company's website and must be returned to the HR department. By now, about 80% of companies require these forms to be filled out and submitted electronically. Once the company receives the request, they'll reach out to your nonprofit to verify that the original donation was made. They'll also check eligibility of the donor and of your nonprofit and the donation itself. If you and the donor meet the requirements, then the company sends you a check. We find that the most common breakdown in the process by far occurs at the second step. If they don't know about the paperwork, then they can't fill it out and get the process started. And unfortunately, you can't send the paperwork to companies on their behalf. Your donors have to do it. That's why it's so important for you to make sure that you and your donors know about these matching gift programs and have easy ways to check if they're eligible to participate. You have to know what kind of programs are out there, who offers them, and how they work. About 65% of Fortune 500 companies have these programs in place. Here are just a few of the companies that match their employees' donations. The list really and truly goes on and on. Chances are you have donors in your database that work for some of these companies, so let's talk about a few of these programs. A fun bit of trivia. General Electric created the first ever corporate matching gift program, and that was in 1954. It was the GE Foundation's corporate alumni program, and it matched employee donations one-to-one to support a culture of charitable giving. That program is still ongoing, and it has raised more than $1.3 billion to date. In 2017, GE donated more than $36 million to all kinds of nonprofits through matching gifts alone. Full-time, part-time, and retired GE employees get donations matched one-to-one as long as those donations are over $25 and under $5,000. Bank of America also has a $5,000 maximum. What makes their program stand out is their dedication to low-income communities. They focus their philanthropic efforts on revitalizing neighborhoods, educating the workforce, and addressing basic needs like hunger and homelessness. We also have Chevron, who in the past 10 years alone have made nearly $2 billion in social investments to communities around the world. And lastly, we'll mention Disney, who has a specific program set out for volunteer grants that they call Volunteers, with a play on the word ears for their Mickey ears. And this program awards grants to the nonprofits where Disney employees tend to volunteer. There are so many programs out there, and it's important to learn about the big ones so that you recognize matching gift opportunities when they occur. If you want to learn some more about these programs and tons of others, we have over 50 programs listed on our website at doublethedonation.com. According to our own analysis, anywhere from $4 to $7 billion in matching gift revenue is left on the table every year. Why is this? It's certainly not because corporations don't want to support philanthropy. The corporations have already put the funds aside. And it's not because donors don't want to make their gifts count for more. Of course they do. It's simply because donors don't know that matching gifts are an option. It turns out 84% of donors are more likely to donate in the first place if their gifts are eligible to be matched. That's not 84% more matched donation request submission. That's 84% more initial donations. If you mention corporate matching in your fundraising appeals, you'll receive, on average, 71% more donors responding with a donation. And if you mention corporate matching, you'll see, on average, a 51% increase in donation amounts. And these last two statistics don't even have anything to do with eligibility. Simply mentioning matching gifts can have an incredible impact on your donors. Marketing matching gifts. These are the big tips. So here are some strategies that will revolutionize your matching gift program. Our first example here, the most obvious and effective place to house matching gift information is on your donation form. If donors are already on your form, it means that they already want to support your cause. Notice how, in this example, the employer information comes right after the donation amount. It is an integral part of the donor experience without breaking the flow of the donation process. Our second example is a confirmation page. Including matching gift information on confirmation screens is another great way to ensure that you catch your donors when they're still thinking about their donation and the reason that they donated. LazarX does a great job of including matching gift information right at the top of their confirmation page. The examples that we've looked at so far have placed matching gift information in the path of donors who are already in the donation process, but you can't just focus on those donors. It's important to aim higher up the funnel to ensure that everyone can donate. Dedicating a page on your website to matching gifts gives you a chance to share information to interested parties without the pressure of the donation process. Plus, as we saw with those statistics earlier, providing matching gift information can encourage higher participation rates and higher gift amounts. So don't you want that information where everyone can see it? Dedicating an entire page to matching gifts gives you one URL to link directly to the information. You want to keep your emails and donation forms concise, so having one branded web page with all the essential information in one place is helpful to link out to. You can link to this page in emails, newsletters, and in your personal email signature. A great example here is from the University of Pikeville. They use the phrase, "You may be able to double or even triple the impact of your gift." And they then go on to explain the exact impact that those gifts have, which is very encouraging for donors. Pikeville makes it clear to donors as well that doubling their donations is an easy process. Now, a word of caution. Inundating your donors with matching gift information will not pay off. You have to choose your timing well. The end of the year is a particularly strong time to push for matching gifts because many program deadlines are at the end of the year, so organizations can make fundraising appeals with a sense of urgency. Studying up on major program components allows you to be more deliberate in your matching gift strategy. That being said, timing is arguably the most important aspect of the matching gift process because it's important to time your fundraising appeals in ways that are most likely to drive a donor to submit their matching gift request. It's important to deliver information when it's actionable. Many companies and individuals are thinking about charitable donations around the end of the calendar year when they're looking at their budgets. November and December are great times to send matching gift information, especially if you emphasize the timeliness in your messages. In fact, nearly 1/3 of annual giving occurs in December, and 12% of all giving happens in the last 3 days of the year. This is why year-end fundraising campaigns are crucial. If a significant portion of your donor base is employed by the same company, you could focus your matching gift marketing efforts around that company's deadline. For example, I'm giving this presentation from Atlanta, and a lot of people here work for Coca-Cola. It would be smart for local nonprofits in the area to schedule their fundraising appeals around the Coca-Cola matching gift deadline. Automated emails that go out right after the donation serve two main purposes. First, since you're asking your donors to take further action after they thought their work was done, you need to make sure you're asking when they're still thinking about the reason that drove them to your donation form in the first place. Second, automatic emails give your donors plenty of time to submit their matching gift request to their employer before deadlines. It's important to think about how you're delivering matching gift information after a donation is made. Because donors are used to online shopping and online donation or pledge forms, they often archive their receipts to view later, or they simply delete them. That's why we recommend sending a separate email either hours or days after the donation that encourages donors to check their matching gift eligibility and start the process. Double the Donation's enterprise platform, 360 Match Pro, actually automates these emails and sends the right corporate information to the right donors at the right time based on what the system discovers about their employment. In addition, social media is a great way to reach a wide audience. Notice how this example tweet from AARFA Atlanta mentions the end of the year and encourages donors to check to see if their company will double their donation. Measuring matching gift performance. So again, I'm going to mention our enterprise platform, 360 Match Pro. It's Double the Donation's most robust tool, and you can truly take control of your organization's matching gift strategy. 360 Match Pro offers insights into how many of your donors are eligible to submit matching gift requests. It tracks all donations that have been successfully matched, and it conveys your total revenue from matched donations. Plus, 360 Match Pro offers automated email outreach like we were discussing before, which significantly increases the amount of matching gift requests successfully driven to completion while saving your organization time and effort. Your organization has already done the heavy lifting. You've attracted an audience and you are receiving donations. Now don't let that easy extra revenue fall through the cracks. Remember, there's $4 to $7 billion in matching gift revenue left unclaimed every year. All you have to do is communicate with your donors about these opportunities. So get out there and claim some of that revenue for your organization. And I believe that concludes my portion of this webinar. I hope that you learned a ton about matching gifts and how to get the word out. Back to you, Alex.
Awesome. Thank you, Shelby. Thanks for sharing that valuable information with us. And to our attendees, as a quick reminder, if you haven't yet, please submit any questions that you have for today's speakers in the questions box there on your control panel. And before we jump into Q&A, I have another poll here I'm going to launch. And our question is, what channels will you add to your 2018 giving campaign? So let me go ahead and open this up. And again, that's what channels will you add to your 2018 year-end giving campaign? Text to donate, social media, direct mail, matching gifts, or all the above. So make your selections and go ahead and hit submit there. I'll leave this open for about 30 seconds or so, and then we'll close it out, share the results, and pivot into Q&A. Excellent. So a lot of votes coming in. Just over half the audience has voted so far. Okay, cool. So going once, going twice, and I'm going to close this poll out, and I'll share the results. So it looks like our winner is text to donate. Awesome. Well, that happens to be a field that Mobile Cause excels in. What do you know? All right, so let me go ahead and hide these results, and let's pivot into Q&A. So let's see. Our first question today is for Laurel. Multi-channel is really intimidating for me. It seems like a lot to plan out. Does your marketing services team help out with planning out my messaging?
It's a great question, and yes, they sure do. Myself and the rest of my team, we work with our client to craft very inspiring calls to action, multiple calls to action, and incorporate those into social media alerts, text messaging, email, direct mail. So that is our goal, is to craft those multiple messages for them.
Excellent. Cool. So let's see, pivoting here to Shelby. You mentioned that the company that is doing the matching sends a check. Can that be done digitally as well, or does it have to be via check?
Another great question. Often matching gifts are done as ACH deposits, so my answer would be it can be done digitally as well.
Excellent. Cool. So, okay, question here for Laurel. Can you use double the donation with MobileCause?
Yeah, you sure can. That's one of the great things. I briefly touched on it earlier, but yes, that can be embedded, that employer search directly into any MobileCause donation form.
Excellent. And another question here for you, Laurel. I really want to try text to donate, and this kind of pertains to that poll result we saw a moment ago, but I'm afraid my supporters will find texting annoying. Do you find that happens a lot, or kind of what's the feeling around that for donors?
There's always that initial hesitation from a nonprofit, because the last thing that you or MobileCause wants to do is alienate or have a negative impact with your supporters. The short answer is no. That is not the actual result that we're seeing. Everyone, and regardless of their age, they are using text-to technology in every aspect of their life as consumers. For some organizations, what's missing is, are they using it with you?
Indeed. Thank you. Question here for Shelby. What do you recommend for getting out there and trying to find larger corporations to match gifts for your cause, especially if you're a smaller org? So what does that process look like?
Well, I'm glad you asked this. This actually gives me an opportunity to address a common misconception, which is that basically the matching gift doesn't go through the corporation, it goes through the donor, which is why a lot of my presentation was focused on marketing matching gifts to your donor base, because they're the ones who will actually submit the request to their company and be able to drive those matching gift funds for you.
Awesome. All right. It looks like we have a final question here for Laurel. We primarily use direct mail. What's the best way to incorporate digital into our call to action on direct mail?
Oh, that is such a fantastic question. You know, direct mail is still, while it's a traditional form of engagement and communication between a nonprofit and their supporters, it is now, we're just living in this weird age where people are still reading your direct mail, but they find themselves not turning to their checkbook to write that check and mail it off. It's, how do I give digitally? And this is why I had mentioned earlier, you know, having that call to action on the outside of the envelope with the QR code, so I can just grab my phone and scan and have a digital, you know, donation form open right up on my phone, or a text to keyword. You know, I can, you know, text, you know, ABC to 41444, and then I can make that contribution that way, on both the outside of the envelope and the collateral inside. Those are actually two critical parts of it. You know, so you're marrying those two up. That's my best recommendation.
Cool. Thank you. So looks like our final question today is for Shelby. Can you tell me more about using common corporate deadlines for a matching gift strategy? Is that something that most corporations collaborate with nonprofits on, so they can send emails and post on social to kind of keep that momentum going?
This is a great question. So basically, what's so important about year-end fundraising and matching gift deadlines is that they really go hand in hand, because oftentimes a company's deadline is the end of the year. And the way that this works in your favor is that you can really put a sense of urgency in your appeals, and you can go across social media, and you know, it's really a time to open up about how much donations mean to you in the first place, and then how much more they can mean through matching gifts, because truly these donations can get doubled and have double the impact. So it's great to tell your donors that as this you know, last day on the calendar rapidly approaches, there's also a major sense of please, please, please refer back to your company. Thank you so much for your donation. You don't have to give us any more. Please just double what you've already given. And it's interesting for donors to see that even if they donated earlier in the year, they don't have to pay any more money to double their impact. So it's great to really let them know that as the year ends, those deadlines approach, and it's a great time to submit those requests.
Wonderful. Okay, so thanks everyone for your questions. If we haven't answered your questions yet today, feel free to email marketing@mobilecause.com. Just send that question over to us internally, and we'll follow up with you outside of the event. And if what you've heard today interests you, we'd certainly like to encourage you to learn more about our Mobile Cause Advance Plan, which we're offering at $399 a month. $399 a month, which includes complimentary animated thermometers for live events, complimentary QR codes for quick donations, access to our digital marketing services team to help you create and execute a Giving Tuesday or year-end campaign. And as a reminder, if you're interested in learning more about how to launch a matching gift program for your organization, Mobile Cause does integrate with Double the Donation, and our Mobile Cause experts are happy to give you more information on that as well. Now, to learn more or to schedule a complimentary personalized demo today, or maybe to get your year-end campaign up and running, simply fill out the form as you exit the webinar, and we'll be in touch to help set that up with you. Additionally, if you're interested in learning more about Double the Donation's 360 Match Pro platform, please visit www.360, that's the numbers 360, matchpro.com. All right, well, thanks again for attending, everyone. We want to wish you the best on your year-end giving campaign, and have a wonderful rest of your day and week. Bye for now.